EV Comply, simplifying your charge point installations.
It's the 24th of June, it's Friday, and we have another podcast for you here at EV Comply. Let's see what's been going on this week. Starting this week with breaking news, the test car made by Chinese electric vehicle startup NIO fell out of a third-floor parking lot of a building in Shanghai, killing 2 people. The company said in a Weibo post on Thursday that the incident happened at around 5:20 p.m. Beijing time on Wednesday. One company staff member and a partner employee did die. NIO said it has immediately started an investigation into the accident in cooperation with the Public Security Department. In other news, a company in Oxfordshire, Electrogenic, has revealed a new conversion kit that transforms your old Land Rover Defender into an electric old Land Rover Defender. Now, Electrogenic announced a new drop-in kit for the Defender aimed specifically at farmers and the agricultural sector. The kit involves simply bolting on an electric motor to the Defender's original clutch belt housing and keeping the car's gears. The motor itself is powered by a 52 kWh worth of battery mounted under the bonnet, allowing 120 bhp and 173 IB of torque. Electrogenic reckons this EV conversion saves at least 6k a year in fuel costs over the course of an average year of farm running, and the company said the powertrain is entirely maintenance free. With a battery good for 200,000 miles or more, the kit will set you back though £28,000. The Polestar 5 will offer an 884 horsepower electric powertrain when it launches in 2024. A prototype of the EV will be showcased at the Goodwood Festival of Speed in England. A prototype of the upcoming 4-door electric GT sports car will drive up the Goodwood Hill twice daily during the event that takes place starting from yesterday until the 26th of June as part of the First Glance group of vehicles. Polestar's UK team developed a unique bonded aluminium chassis for the EV, which the company says is key to achieving a driving experience that is as desirable as the design. The sports car's new electric powertrain is still under development in Sweden though, so what we see at Goodwood could possibly change. In other news this week, following a huge increase in investment in EVs over the last year, with many major automakers announcing their plans for electrification, rental companies worldwide are beginning to make the switch. Now, as governments launch the green energy strategies to curb the sale of traditionally fueled vehicles in favour of course, the less polluting alternatives, and energy companies are investing in, of course, the widespread charging infrastructure, consumers are becoming more open to the EVs, and the rental firms are getting ready to provide. Rental companies are beginning to acquire EV fleets in favourable markets. The effects of COVID on the rental car industry have supported this shift, as many firms were forced to sell vehicles as demand plummeted, encouraging many to adopt EVs for their new fleets. Although buying new cars as businesses pick up is not so simple, with supply chains still badly affected by the pandemic restrictions and of course the delays. Also this week, BMW has officially opened its new £2.2 billion factory in China with a strong focus on electric vehicles as it tries to catch up with the leaders Tesla and other domestic competitors. Plant Lightyear in the northeastern city of Shenyang is BMW's third plant in China, but its single biggest investment in the country. The factory's capacity can be used solely for making electric vehicles as well as traditional combustion engines. But BMW has some catching up to do in China, the world's largest EV market, where US rival Tesla and domestic players such as Warren Buffett-backed BYD dominate sales. Now, transport is currently the largest emitting sector of the UK economy, and over half the nation's transport emissions, 55%, comes from cars. With the UK working towards net zero carbon emissions by 2050, EVs offer one method of helping reach this target. But with EVs poised to place significant demand on the national grid, using smart charging or vehicle-to-grid technologies is needed to lower peak energy demands. The impact of EVs on the overall energy system will depend on when and how EV users charge their vehicles. It will be a massive asset to the energy system if EVs use smart charging technology and provide flexibility to the grid. Now, the concept of V2G, vehicle to grid, is an extension of smart EV charging. The basic premise is that when supply is low and demand is high, EVs connect to the grid to charge and can release power back into the grid. One of the other solutions is bidirectional charging. One of the solutions to an excess or deficit of energy can be to divert it to and store it in EV batteries. The surplus amount of power generated is preserved in the battery storage system and retrieved in the absence of renewable sources. These renewable-based DC charging systems integrate power from sun, wind and battery energy storage to provide an uninterruptible power supply. With a bidirectional converter, power can move both ways and balance the increasing mismatch in electrical usage and renewable generation. The success of smart EV charging systems do depend on having a building energy management system capable of collecting and analysing and acting on energy data in real time. The BEMS can help businesses and communities plan, develop and install electrical infrastructure, support load management and analyse charging configurations. But what about using solar panels mounted directly on EVs to recharge their batteries? It's a new electric car from the Dutch automaker that does just that. I don't know if you went to the Fully Charged show, but they did actually have the Lightyear Zero, which is the name of the car that will begin production late this year, that uses solar panels there on display. It was very, very cool. Now, the mid-size four-door sedan promises up to 6,840 miles a year of added range in the sunniest climate from the 54 square feet of solar cells under glass that covers its roof, hood and lift gates. The price is roughly, ready for this, £265,000, which is very steep for a car in the same category as the Tesla Model 3, which starts at 1/5 of that price. But Lightyear intends the Zero to be a proof of concept. It will build and sell just 946 examples to show the technology is workable and also to gain data about the real-world performance of its solar panels. It's a lot of money to find. It's a fantastic concept and we hope that it works. We really do. Excitingly this week, Gridserve and Moto has unveiled 6 new high-powered EV chargers at Moto Severn View and 11 at Moto Heston. They join the 53 high-powered chargers across 6 new electric super hubs in historically underserved areas of the UK, including Swansea, Exeter, Thurrock and Burton in Kendal. Initially, 6 chargers have been launched at Severn View and 11 chargers at Heston, with capacity to expand when future demand requires. Supplied by renewable net zero carbon energy, the 350 kilowatt capable high-powered chargers can deliver up to 100 miles of range in less than 10 minutes. Moto Chief Executive Ken McKeon said, as the largest UK motorway service operator, Moto is setting out to transform the EV charging experience for motorists on motorways with the rollout of all ultra-rapid charging hubs at all of our sites over the coming 12 months. And finally, Mercedes seems to be hell-bent on proving that it is possible to go long on an EV. Now, after raising eyebrows with its Vision EQXX concept car travelling over 100 kilometres back in April, Mercedes used the same car once again to break its one record. The Vision EQXX sedan has now managed to travel a total distance of 1,202 km, which is almost 200 kilometres more than the previous distance. In fact, the car reached its destination with charge to spare and had to be drained by putting a Formula E driver in its driver's seat. Now, the Mercedes Vision EQXX managed to travel the entire distance from Stuttgart in Germany to Silverstone in the UK. The car managed to do the entire trip on a single charge, which is what draws more attention than anything else for EV owners. This is obviously good news, and considering regular EVs are only able to cover less than half that distance, the EQXX car from Mercedes is rightfully so boasting about their triumph. There you go, another week, another EV roundup. You are now in the know, courtesy of EV Comply. If you wish to get involved with the podcast, maybe you'd like to be interviewed or you think that your business should be mentioned, then please do get in touch. Go to our website, that's ev-comply.com. Click on pods and blogs and contact us via our form. We would love to hear from you. From everybody here at EV Comply, you have a fantastic weekend.